this video, we are going to learn about two important JavaScript functions, setTimeout and setInterval. These functions allows us to execute code after a certain amount of time or repeatedly at a fixed interval, and they are very useful for creating dynamic and interactive web pages such as animations, countdowns, timers, and more. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to learn about the setTimeout function. Now this setTimeout function takes two arguments. First one is the callback function and the second one is a delay in milliseconds. Now this callback function is the code that we want to run after the delay, and this delay is the number of milliseconds that we want to wait before running the callback function. For example, if we want to display a message on our console after 3 seconds, we can write set timeout, and here we are going to use arrow function as a callback function, and for our delay I am going to write 3000, which means 3 seconds. Now this callback function will only log hello world in our console. Now if I hit save and if we wait for 3 seconds, you can see now we have hello world in our console appeared after 3 seconds. And now I am going to show you a real world use case of using this set timeout function. So suppose you want to create a simple quiz app that asks the user a question and gives them 10 seconds to answer. If they answer correctly, they get a point and move on to the next question. If they answer incorrectly or run out of time, they lose the game and see their score. Now, in order to do this, first of all, we are going to add some HTML code into our HTML file. And here I want to add heading which is quiz app. And after this, we are going to add a paragraph element for our questions. So P like this, and I am going to add our ID with the name of question. So we can select this element in our JavaScript file. And now I am going to add a div element with the ID of choices like this. And now to add the functionality, we need to open our script.js file. Now here I just created this questions array in which you can see we have 5 objects with the properties of question, choices and answer. And after this I am going to create a variable let current question is equal to 0, and then we need an other variable which I am calling it score, and I am setting it to 0. Now we need to create a function that displays the current question and the choices. So function show question, and here first of all we are going to select our HTML elements by their IDs. Let question element is equal to document dot get element by ID, and the ID name is question as you can see here. And after this we are going to select our choices element, and I am changing its name to choices like this, and here we are going to copy and paste this ID to select this element. And now we are going to clear the previous choices, and we can write choices element dot inner HTML is equal to empty string. Now we are going to create a variable which is called question, and here we will get the current question object. So questions, which is this array at position current question, which is this variable. So here we are getting the question which is at position 0. So position 0 is this first question object. And after getting this, we are going to display the question text. Now to do this, we can write question element dot text content is equal to question dot question. And just to show you what this question is, I am just logging its value, and you can see we have this object which is the first question in our array. And after doing this, you can see our question is appeared on our screen. And after this, we are going to loop through choices array so we can show these choices after this question. Now to do this, we are going to use our map method, and we can write question dot choices dot map, and here we are going to select each and every choice that we have in this array. And here I am again using our arrow function, and then after this we are going to create a button element for each choice. So let button is equal to document dot create element button, like this, and then we are going to set the button text to the choice. And to do this, we can write button dot text content is equal to this choice, like this. And after this, we are going to append this button element to this choices element, which is this div with the id of choices. And to do this, we can write choices element dot append child, and here we are going to provide this button element as an argument. Now after hitting save, you can see we have 4 button elements with the name of our choices. Now I just want to add some styles to these buttons, and to do this we need to open our style.css file, and here we are going to select this button element and this div which has the id name of choices, like this. Now here I am going to change its display to flex, and I am changing its direction to column, and I also want to add some gap, so 1 rem, like this. And after doing this, I want to add some padding to top and bottom of 1 rem, and for left and right I am setting it to 0. Now for our background color, I want to set this brown color, and now we need to set its text color to white and font size to 1.5 frame, like this. So now here we have one question and these 4 choices, and now you can see this function is working perfectly because we are seeing our questions with our choices. And after this, we need to create a new function which checks the user answer and update the score and the current question index. So function check answer, and here this function has one parameter which is user answer, and here first thing we need to do is to get the current question object. And to do this, we need to create a variable let question is equal to questions, which is our questions array, at the position of current question, like this. And after this we are going to check if the user answer is correct or not. So if user answer is equal to question dot answer, then in this case we are going to increment the score And to do this, we can write score plus plus. And then we are going to display a message to our user by using the alert function. So alert, your answer is correct. And otherwise, we are going to show the alert, your answer is not correct, like this. And after doing this check, we need to increment the current question index. So current question plus plus. And after this, we are going to check if there are more questions or not. And to do this, we are going to write if current question is less than questions dot length, then in this case, we are going to display the next question. And to show our question, we need to call this show question function. So I am cutting this from here and I am pasting this here. And after showing our question, we are going to reset the timer by using this setTimer function, which we will create later. And else, we are going to show the final score. And now we are going to create this show score function so we can show our score on our screen. So function show score, and here again we need to use this question element and this choices element. So I just want to cut these two from here and I am pasting these two outside of this function so we can use these two variable inside of this show score function. And here first of all we are going to clear the previous question and choices. So question element dot text content is equal to empty string and choices element dot inner html is equal to empty string. And after doing this, we are going to display the score and a message. And here we are going to write question element dot text content is equal to your score is, then using our placeholder, and here we are going to provide our score, then out of questions dot length, and after this full stop, like this. And now we are going to write if score is greater than questions dot length. In this case, we are going to show question element dot text content is equal to well done, like this. And else if score, sorry, here we need to write equal to, and here we are going to write greater than questions dot length divided by 2. In this case, we are going to write question element dot text content is equal to good job, and else question element dot text content is equal to better luck next time. And now we are going to create this set timer function that sets a timer for 10 seconds and call the show score function if the time runs out. So function set timer, then here first we need a variable that stores the remaining time in seconds. So let time left is equal to 10. Then we are going to display the time left in a paragraph element. So here we are going to create a paragraph element to show the timer. So P, and I am giving it ID name of timer, and then here we are going to select this timer element. Let timer element is equal to document dot get element by id, and the id name is timer. Now after selecting this, here we are going to write timer element dot text content is equal to time left, and here By using our placeholder, we can put this time left variable and seconds like this. And after doing this, we need to create a variable for our set timeout function. So let timer is equal to set timeout, and here in this function we are going to change the timer element dot text content is equal to times up. And after showing this, we are going to call our show score function so we can show the score. And for our delay, we can write time left multiply by 1000. So after 10 seconds, user will see times up. And now after doing this, we are going to add an event listener to the document that clears the timer if the user presses any key. So to do this, we can write document dot add event listener key down, and here for our callback function we are going to write clear timeout, and we are going to provide this timer like this. And after this we are going to start the game by calling the show question function and our set timer function like this. And after this we are going to add event listener for our choices button, and here we can write document dot query selector all, which is to select all the button elements. And after selecting all the buttons, we can write dot for each to loop through each and every button, then button, and here we are going to write button dot add event listener on click, then our callback function, and here we are going to call our check answer function with the argument of this dot text content. And as you can see, here we are using this. So here we need to create a function with this function keyword instead of arrow function. So if we refresh and if we test our game, and if I select the correct answer, you can see we have alert box that your answer is correct. Now if I hit OK, our next question is not displaying, so we need to find what is the problem. So the problem is we are adding the event listener to our button only once, which is at the end of our script. This means that only the buttons for the first questions will have the event listener. So that is why the buttons for the next questions are not working. Now to fix this, we need to cut this code from here, and we need to paste this in this show question function. So after this question dot choices dot map, we are going to attach the event listener to our buttons. And now if we try our app and if we choose a correct answer, you can see we have our alert window that your answer is correct. And after clicking OK, now we have our next question. And now if we choose the correct answer, you can see again we have our prompt. So now our app is working. And after completing all these questions, you can see we have our message, which is good job. But right now you can see our timer is not refreshing, and these seconds that we have here are not changing. So to do this, we need to learn another function, which is our setInterval function. The setInterval function is similar to setTimeout function, but instead of running the callback function once, it runs it repeatedly at the specified interval. The setInterval function also takes two arguments, a callback function and an interval in milliseconds. So now to refresh our timer, After each and every second, we can use the setInterval function. Now to refresh this timer that we are using to display seconds, we need to update this setTimer function. And here, instead of this setTimeout function, now we are going to use this setInterval function. Now here, instead of setTimeout, we can write setInterval like this. And now here, in this function, we are going to decrease this time left by 1 second, and we can write time left minus minus like this. And after this, we are going to update the timer element on our page with the new time left. So timer element dot text content is equal to time left, then time left and seconds. And then we are going to check if time left is equal to 0, then in this case we are going to use the clear timeout function, and in this we are going to pass this timer as an argument. And after this we are going to alert times up, and after this we are going to call our show score function. Now here, instead of this time left, we only need to use 1000 milliseconds. And after saving, you can see now our time is updating. If we change these seconds from 100 to 10, and if I hit save, now we have 10 seconds. And after passing these 10 seconds, you can see we are getting alert times up. And if I hit OK, now we have a message, better luck next time. And this is how we can use our timeout and set interval function. And that is it for today's video. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to join this web development journey with us. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Keep coding and keep creating. I will see you in the next video.